Hey, welcome back to the Soul Pod. This is Stacy. This video is for you if you're a spiritual person or leaning into that spiritual space, or maybe you don't even know you are, but you struggle with that idea that you believe in things that are unexplainable, those spiritual things. The American ethnobotanist, philosopher, and writer Terence McKenna, he wrote, "Modern science is based on the principle: give us one free miracle, and we'll explain the rest. The free miracle is the appearance of the mass of energy in the universe and all the laws that govern it in a single instant from nothing." The Big Bang. McKenna has this tongue-in-cheek way of saying something that's hilarious on some level, and that's that modern science and the materialist model, which is very logic based, this must be proved or we cannot believe it. Ultimately, science at the core of it says that we were created, this universe, by the Big Bang, which, by the way, can't be explained, which in and of itself is essentially a miracle. I mean, where did it come from? There's all these great ways of, logicking it, reasoning it. You're one of those kinds of scientific minds who thinks that, well, no, we've logicked this out. It all makes sense. Prove it. Prove it. Prove the Big Bang makes sense. It is the original miracle. There is the original miracle of the Big Bang, and as McKenna said, give us one miracle and we'll do the rest. That's how science thinks. So why is it unusual that we should be thinking spiritual things? Why is it that we should feel weird about it? Why is it that anyone should, for a moment, question us about it? Isn't it our right as human beings to embrace the mystical? We've always done it. As a species, we've always done it. As far back as we can see into history, there's always been a sense of the mystical about us. And yeah, a lot of it was to explain the things we couldn't explain. But like the notion of the soul has still not gone away. The notion that there's a greater power in the universe has not gone away. The big questions: where did we come from? Where are we going? None of that has gone away. So why is being spiritual so looked down upon by some? Essentially, what we're talking about is this: with the Big Bang, we're expected to really embrace this giant whopper of an explanation for where we came from. This outrageous story, which can't be proven, but somehow spirituality seems out there. I mean, think about that for a moment. Spirituality, things like consciousness, purpose, forces that are sort of outside of our physical realm of ability to explain, the things that are more of a knowing or a feeling or an intuition than they are something that we can actually quantify. There's plenty of things in the world we weren't able to quantify until we were able to quantify them. Things that we use every day. Now, like electricity, wow, magic. Electricity was magic forever until it wasn't magic. And so is everything else that we discover. It's all magic until we understand how it works. But does that make it less real? Does that make it less valid? I say no, because we don't know what's what until we know whether it's not. Until it can be proven to be false, why should we not believe that there's a possibility that it might be true? It's curious minds that get us to the next stage of everything in personal human evolution. It's all that giant question of what if? What if this is true? What's this about? The curiosity of the human journey is what propels us forward. It always has. It's always what's over that next hill. Let's go look. It's taking a risk to find out. Sometimes the risk is an emotional risk. I'm going to believe in this weird spiritual crap. I don't know if it's true or not, but it feels true. Feels true to me. This thing I'm diving into, I'm looking at, I'm exploring is bringing me something here that I didn't have before. Who's hurt in that proposition? Anybody? I don't think so. Ultimately, science says, okay, here's this one crazy start, this wild ass thing. We'll take it from here. And spirituality says, there's stuff we can't measure. Deal with it. If you think about it, belief in the Big Bang, the base science belief of where the universe started, is really just a form of religious faith. I know scientific people watching this are probably cringing, but it is. It's logic based belief, logic based faith. You're basing your faith in this thing you can't prove on logic and reason. Okay? But on the other hand, spirituality is intuitive based belief. You have logic based belief, intuitive based belief. The thing to remember that gets lost frequently, especially on scientific minds, is that spiritual based belief does not cancel out logic based belief. It doesn't say all the stuff that you've shown to be true isn't true. We're not saying radio waves don't exist. We're not saying that electricity isn't, that electricity is magic. No, we're saying, oh, that's true as well. However, it doesn't have to be one or the other. It can actually be both simultaneously. So if you're struggling with the idea of being a spiritual person or you get pushback sometimes, laugh about it. Just laugh about it. Because this is a wonderful journey we're on. Why pull all the wonder, the beauty, all that amazing, delicious stuff that comes with the spiritual mindset? Why pull that out of life? Why reject it because of fear of judgment of others or any other reason for that matter? And if you're not embracing it, why not embrace it? Why not check it out? I think the last video I dropped, or the one before that, was about this notion of confirmation bias and questioning our belief system. This is one of those places where if you're in a spiritual mindset and you're very embedded in your thinking, watch that video. You might find some useful stuff in it. When we question our belief system, we frequently find that we can evolve. And the more resistant you are to that evolving, the more embedded you are in your way of thinking, which means that you're probably not evolving. It doesn't mean you have to embrace everything that you read. No, it doesn't have to mean that you embrace everything that you check out. But you know what? Being open to it makes you a better person because at least you're exploring both sides. You're not exploring what you think you know about the other side. It's actually exploring it, reading it, keeping an open mind. So again, this isn't for science-based people, people who think spirituality is wacky and silly. It's for those of us who actually are finding some value in our spiritual beliefs. And there's a whole spectrum of spiritual beliefs. Hope you're enjoying your journey. I'm enjoying mine. Thanks for being here and enjoying the channel. If you haven't clicked follow yet, why don't you go ahead and subscribe now? That way, when these videos drop, you'll be sure to get the update on the newest video that's here. If you haven't checked out the Soul podcast yet, do that. Check it out. I think you'll like it. Season 4 is about to drop. Yeah, this is early 2025. So if you're watching this after that, it's already up. Heck, we may be on season 10. Thanks for being here.